Last year, 93% of workers said they plan to look for a new job. This year, 43%. That's not a small dip. That's more than half the workforce, quietly deciding to stop moving. Everyone's asking which jobs AI will take. Almost nobody's asking the more urgent question, what happens to the people who freeze? Because that, not the layoff, might be the real danger of 2026. Here's the mistake almost everyone is making. We treat the threat as a single event. One day, AI walks in and takes your job. So we brace for the hit. We refresh the layoff headlines, and there are plenty. The tech sector alone cut around 154,000 jobs in just the first half of this year. We wait, we tense up, but bracing for an impact is a terrible strategy when the real damage isn't an impact at all, it's erosion. Slow, quiet, and invisible. And while you're braced for the punch that may never land the way you expect, something else is happening to you. You're freezing, and freezing has a cost that compounds every single week. Think about what frozen actually means. You stop applying, because why bother in this market? You stop learning the new tools because it feels pointless. You stop taking risks, negotiating, putting your hand up. You go quiet and small and wait for clarity that never comes. Researchers have a name for this, job search paralysis, and the data shows it's spreading fast. Here's why it's the real trap. The AI layoff, if it comes, is one bad day. The freeze is 200 bad days that don't look like anything. You can't point to the moment it hurt you, but at the end of the year, the person who froze and the person who didn't are in completely different places, and neither of them can tell you exactly when the gap opened. So how do you unfreeze without pretending everything's fine? The research points to one clean distinction, and it's oddly hopeful. A Stanford economist found that employment is actually falling for workers who use AI to automate their own tasks, but rising for workers who use AI to learn and do things they couldn't before. Same tool, opposite result. The frozen worker doesn't touch the tool at all. The moving worker points it forward. So the unfreeze isn't some heroic leap, it's small and specific. Pick one tool this week and use it to do something you couldn't do before. Not to replace yourself, to extend yourself. That single act breaks the paralysis, because motion, not certainty, is what ends a freeze. You don't need to know how the whole story ends. You just need to stop standing still. And here's the part that should take the weight off your chest. The market isn't actually frozen. The people are. Companies are still spending, still building, still hiring on the AI side, even as they cut on the old side. The demand didn't vanish, it moved, which means the freeze is the one variable that's entirely yours. You can't control the layoffs, the economy, or your CEO's AI budget. You can control whether you keep moving in a year where almost everything feels out of your hands. That's not a small thing. It might be the only thing that matters. So don't spend 2026 braced for a punch while the real damage happens quietly in the standing still. The layoff is a maybe. The freeze is a choice, yours. Be honest with yourself in the comments. Are you moving right now? Or are you frozen and waiting? Because naming it is the first step to breaking it. Most people imagine the threat as one dramatic meeting, one calendar invite, one sentence from a manager that changes everything. But the slower risk is easier to miss. The months where you stop learning, stop applying, stop building proof that you can adapt. You tell yourself you are being cautious. But caution can become a cage when it keeps you from taking the next small step. Update the resume. Learn the tool. Talk to someone in the role you want. Build the project. Ask better questions at work. None of that guarantees safety, but standing still guarantees nothing either. The people who come out stronger will not be the ones who predicted every change perfectly. They will be the ones who kept moving before the market forced them to. So look at your habits, not your fears. Your future is being shaped by what you repeat this week, starting today, visibly.